Starting seated today on our mat. You can sit however is comfortable for you. If crisscross is not comfortable for you, feel free to have your legs out wide. You can sit on a couple of blocks. We're doing what's good for us and our body. And just because I'm cueing it doesn't mean that I know what feels good in your body. So you have to do what's good for you, okay? We'll take a moment and gather our breath together, inhaling through our nose, exhaling out our mouth. Maybe sighing it out a little bit. Inhale. And let it go. That feels good. We'll switch to Ujjayi breath, breathing in through our nose and out through our nose, constricting in the back of our throat, making that oceanic sound. Our Ujjayi breath is going to build the heat within. And also, when our mind starts to wander, which it always does, it'll help us come back to our practice. In Vinyasa yoga, it's breath to movement. And so each posture has an inhale or an exhale associated with it. And that's how we really get deep into our practice and really deep into our bodies and understand the way it moves and flows. And it's just so good. Okay. So we'll place a hand on chest, hand on belly here, in through our nose, out through the nose. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Do that 2 more times on your own. Really just starting to get into our practice here, shifting our brains from whatever we have to do and coming here right now, right here. Left hand down, right arm reaches up and over, create space here. Maybe cracking our heart open and continuing that Ujjayi breath. And taking that on the other side. We'll flow that out a few times. On our inhale, our arms are up, and the exhale, one arm is down. Back through center, and let it out. Next time our left arm is down and our right arm is up, we're gonna reach over and grab onto that left knee with the right hand. Maybe this left arm places behind you a little bit more. On our inhale, we lift, and our exhale, we twist. Maybe our gaze is to the left as we continue to breathe into this stretch. Inhale, lift that left arm up and over, have it cross to your right knee. This is not going to be comfortable for us big chested babies. So what I'd love to do is take this exact fold, this exact cross in our arms, and give ourselves a nice hug here. Inhale, lifting our chest. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. One more time, just like that. Beautiful. Arms up, inhale. Right arm down, left arm over. Connect to that right knee with your left hand. Maybe your right arm scooches back a little bit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Maybe your gaze is over your right shoulder. Right arm reaches up and over, meets that left knee. Again, this might be fine for you to do your cat-cow, your seated cat-cows here, but I'm going to go ahead and give myself another hug here because this flow is all about self-love. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding. 2 more times, just like that. Warming up your body, preparing it for the love, the balance, the confidence we're going to create on our mat. One last time, inhale up and bring hands to prayer center. Place your hands on your knees. We're going to take right ear, right shoulder. Coming through center. Meeting at the left ear, left shoulder. And taking that a few times. Before we hit our tabletop. Okay, tabletop. This might be uncomfortable for some knees, so you can grab a blanket and place it right underneath your knees if you'd like. Any sort of blanket would work, not just, you don't have to just have like a fancy yoga blanket. Same thing with the blocks. If you have books or water bottle or something like that just to help you lift the ground towards you in some postures. Placing hands on the ground, shoulders over wrist, knees are under hips, big hands gripping into the ground, putting our weight in our fingertips, not just in our wrists here. On our inhale, we'll cow, curling our tailbone up and our head follows, and exhale, we'll cat, tucking our tailbone, head tucks. Do that a couple more times just to get the feeling of it. And once that feels good, go back into neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Now let's make this comfortable. I take a wide stance for downward facing dog so that my belly has enough room to be in between my legs. My arms are nice and wide, gripping into the mat. Again, thinking about putting that weight into my fingers. Eyes of our elbows aren't out, right? They're rolled in, but not so much that you're hyperextending, but just so that your elbows aren't out like that. Our gaze is at our belly button, bending deeply through our knees, sending our hips up and back, and our heels are energetically pulling towards the back of the mat. They don't have to touch. And staying here and just breathing and letting this posture sink in. It's uncomfortable at first, there's no doubt in that. But as we follow our breath, the posture becomes easier, becomes more passive, and we're able to use it as a place of relaxation rather than a place of struggle. On our inhale, we'll take as many steps as we can to meet our hands. So for me, once I get to about here, my belly kind of gets in the way, so I need to bend into my knees and kind of waddle forward to get into that forward fold. If you notice, my forward fold is wide. My belly needs a place to go in order for me to actually fold forward. A great place in your forward fold for blocks would be right in front of you so that you have a place to land here and you feel more supported as you bring the weight forward. And we let our head release down to the mat. On our inhale, we'll halfway lift. We're gonna flatten our back, palms meet our shins, maybe they meet our thighs, maybe they meet blocks. Whatever feels good for you in your body. Crown of the forehead reaches to the front. Slight bend in our knees. Weight is mostly in our toes here. And we want one long line from the base of our spine to the top of our head. Shoulders relaxed and down. Exhale, we fold to the mat. Hands either on mat or the block. On our inhale, we halfway lift again. Plant your palms. Chest shines through. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping our arms up to the sky, upward mountain. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, sit that booty back for chair pose. Again, one long line from the base of your spine to the top of your skull. We don't want to flare out here because that's going to hurt. You don't want to tuck too much. You want a really neutral spine here. Knees are bent. Think about wrapping those thighs outwards. Arms can be up or at heart center here, whatever feels good for you. On our exhale, we step back into high lunge. Left foot steps back, lunging into that right leg. We're on the ball of our foot in the back here. Arms reach up over the sky and our shoulders are over our hips. And we settle into the pose. You are so strong and your body can do anything. On our exhale, we open up warrior two. Back foot spins down to be parallel with the back of the mat. Lunging through that right leg, arms are out in a T, gaze is over that right hand. Feel the power in your legs, the strength in your arms. This is your warrior energy. On our inhale, we'll reverse our warrior. Legs stay the same. Right arm sweeps up and back, breathing into this new space we created. Exhale, extended side angle. Legs stay the same. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm up to the sky. Bringing that left shoulder back and down here. Making sure not to dump into this right leg. Maybe you remove your arm. Inhale, 5-pointed star, toes out, heels in, taking up space. This is what I like to call my superwoman pose. This is why superheroes stand in this pose, because It gives you confidence, and you take up space on your mat, making you take up space in this world unapologetically. Exhale, goddess, squatting into your legs, booties down, maybe adjusting a little bit here. And again, neutral pelvis, arms are out in a goalpost. Inhale, back up through 5-pointed star, hands to hips, toes in, heels out. Take a wide leg forward fold, bending at the hips. Releasing onto the ground, maybe a beautiful place for a block right here, or two. Hands on your hips, slowly rising up, back to standing. Go to the top of your mat. I'm going to the bottom of mine just for video purposes. We'll inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, sit the booty back into chair pose. My legs are always going to be wider than hips width distance because that's what's comfortable for me and my belly. Tucking our pelvis in, but not too much. Definitely not flaring the booty out. One long line. See how it's nice and neutral. Inhale, high lunge, right foot steps back, lunging into that left leg. Slight bend in my back knee, heel is up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior two, back foot spins down parallel with the back of the mat, lunging into that left leg. Arms are out in a T, shoulders over hips. You are a warrior, baby. Inhale, reverse it, legs stay the same. Breathing into the space. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm, left thigh, right arm to the sky. Making sure not to dump into this left hand side, maybe removing our arm. Inhale, 5-pointed star, toes out, heels in, taking up space. I am grounded and I am strong. Exhale through goddess, booty down, shoulders over hips, arms out in a goalpost. Inhale, back up through 5-pointed star. Hands to hips, toes in, heels out, wide leg forward fold, bend at the hips. Forward folds are so good for your nervous system. It is regulating. Hands to hips, slowly rolling up to standing. Beautiful job. We're almost there. We're gonna work on a little bit of balance so that when life knocks you down, you just get right back up into it. Grounded with our feet. And on our inhale, we're lifting our right leg up to the chest. Maybe it's just your toe on the ground. Who cares? I certainly don't. Whatever's comfortable for you and your body. Hands can be at prayer center. They can be up overhead. Maybe you grab onto your knee. Bending a little bit into that standing leg will help with your balance. And finding a point of focus in front of you that's not moving to help you find your balance. And when you fall out of it, which we always do, you just smile and get right back into it because that's life. When it knocks you down, you just keep going. Taking that knee, pushing it out to the right, and placing your foot onto your left leg for tree pose. Your tree can be anywhere. It can be here, it can be here, whatever is good for you, as long as you're not dumping into that left leg. It doesn't matter where it goes. Hands at heart center, or you can grow your tree. Beautiful job. Shake it out. And we'll take that on the other side. Grounding again, feeling that connection with the earth. Slowly lifting that left leg up into a hurdler here. Flexing that left foot. Hands can be at heart center or up. Reminder that balance is not about perfection. It's about finding that stillness within. And taking that knee, helping guide it over to the left, placing your left foot onto right leg for tree pose. Maybe growing your branches. I hope you're still breathing. Beautiful job. Shake it out. Begin our cool down on the mat. Going down to the ground. in a way that's good for you. Knees out wide, heels of the feet touching together. Hand on belly, hand on heart. Taking a few breaths. Closing your knees. Place your feet onto the ground. Take your right ankle and place it over to your left knee for figure 4. Stay here or rock back and forth with it. It feels so good. I love to place my hands on my body, on my belly, my thighs during cool down, because your body's making shapes that you're not used to feeling or seeing. And so when we're aware of them and we just kind of identify that they're there and what it feels like, it becomes less jarring when you see yourself in a photo or in the mirror. You know that that's just what your body looks like, and that's fine. Taking this whole shape over to your left, bumping my hips to the right, and stomping that right foot onto the ground here. Arms out in a T, gaze is over to the right. Taking some moments here to cool down and to signal to your body that it's time for rest after building the heat together. Coming back through center, windshield wipering your legs back and forth before taking figure 4 on the other side. Left knee to right, left ankle to right knee, staying here, or slightly rocking back and forth to even out your spine. Bumping hips over to the left, whole shape goes over to the right, maybe stamping that left foot down to the ground, arms out in a T, gaze is over to the left. I'm taking these last few moments to thank my body for all she does for me. Acknowledging her strength and telling her that I got her back. We're in this together and we're not fighting with each other. Back through center. Windshield wiper my legs back and forth before laying them out wide. Palms open to receive energy in our final pose, our resting pose, shavasana. Opportunity to stay here in shavasana for as long as you need, or to roll over onto one side, pushing yourself up through seated, placing hands at heart center, taking a moment to honor yoga's sacred lineage, expressing gratitude to the traditions and the guides who have shared this wisdom with the world, empowering us to find self-love and confidence on our modern mats today. Thumbs to third eye. Namaste.